And we've heard a lot about how it's a really big off-season for you. What was important for you this off-season?
I think just making the most of it. It's my last year. I just wanted to go all out. So just enjoying every moment was what I was really focusing on.
What do you feel like you grew or got better throughout the off-season? Or healthier?
Yeah, definitely healthier. And I think just learning to have fun when I'm playing again and just not focusing too much on like the mistakes I'm making or like little things, but just really trying to help my team the best way I can. I really focus on that this off-season.
From a mental and emotional standpoint, is there a correlation between Brynn is healthy and Brynn is happy?
Definitely. Yeah. I think that when I'm healthy, I'm just happier. When I'm not in pain, everyone's happier, but I think that when I'm healthy, I do good on the court as well, and so that makes me definitely.
Not to belabor the point, but last year, how much was that going on where you were looking down at your wrist and you were in pain and it wasn't going well for you?
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of frustration as well. I wasn't playing as well as I really wanted to, and I think that my wrist really contributed that a lot, so I was really unhappy for most of the season, but yeah, I think it definitely played into it a lot.
What's allowed this senior group to kind of mesh together? You have some transfers, you have some holdovers from the previous staff. What's kind of allowed that to kind of come together like it has over the last 3 years?
I think that we all just really have bought into the culture that Coach Brynn has tried to instill in us, and I think we've done a better job in just passing that down to the new people, and that they've really bought in as well. So it's really just a two-way street between the seniors and the new people as well.
How did you navigate last year when it was frustrating and unhappy at times?
I think I tried to step out myself a little bit and tried to just contribute in any way I could, whether it just be like talking on the bench. Like if that was my job for the game, then I guess that would just be my job. So I think that I really just bought into the process and try not to dwell too much on what I couldn't control and what I try to focus on what I could.
Coach Brynn, you've been talking about you being able to get reps again in the gym, like really helps you confidence-wise.
Yeah.
What's the correlation for that?
I think I've always been someone that's just like shot a lot of reps in the off season, and even during the season as well, just like keep my shot just like sharp and feel confident. And since I couldn't do it last year, I wasn't as happy with my shot and like the results I had, so I think that definitely showed. But this off season I was recovering but mostly healthy, and I feel like that has played a lot into like my confidence, my shot.
The obvious is this core, this is your last time together. I'm curious, how much do you talk about it, speak about it, say what you want out of it, or is it just kind of a known thing?
I think we talk about it a lot, especially during practice. If there's a drill that we're doing and we're not happy with how it's going, we're like, okay guys, pick it up. Like, especially the core group that we have that are graduating this year, we're like, okay, this is our last year, we need to make the most out of it, and we're not going to have anyone, or including ourselves, take anything for granted, and that's definitely something we focus on in practice.
And with an open game against a program like Florida State, how much do you like that compared to, for lack of a better word, a lesser competitive team that would be real hard?
I mean, I think it's a great test for us, and they're obviously a great team, and it's really going to show where we're at and how we have been progressing, and I feel like we're in a good spot, and so having a competition like that so early is definitely going to help us in going forward.
Letty, Coach Brynn said you could play more of the 5 at times. Like, what's been the process of getting comfortable with that?
I think it's definitely been, over the course of my 4 years, I've played 4 and 5, and at the end I was 5 a lot of the time, so it's kind of like going back to that. And I feel like if I'm confident in what I'm doing in every spot, I think that will be okay, so that's really just what I'm focused on with that.
Kendall both have the ability to shoot it. Like, what do you like about the idea of maybe like a 5-out looking lineup?
I think we have an offense that really stretches people out. It's like really hard to guard, and I think guarding it, I know it's really hard to guard, so it's really nice that we have the ability to do that this year.
With the 3 seniors coming back for their 5th year, was that sort of anticipated all season that they would come back? Were there conversations among the team? What was that kind of like going into that decision that they all made?
I guess I always thought they were going to come back, but there were a ton of conversations until the last couple games, but that was definitely something I was hoping that they would come back throughout the whole entire season, so I was happy when they announced it officially.
And just, you know, back-to-back seasons with sort of heightened expectations around the program. Do you feel like maybe after last year you guys are better equipped to handle that this season? And what does that sort of involve and entail?
Yeah, I think we're definitely better equipped to handle that, and just I feel like last season really prepared us in a lot of ways. We faced a lot of things that we weren't really used to, and so going forward I think we know how to better handle those situations.
Makira on media day described you as like scary now, just the way you practice. What's that look like usually?
I think I'm just really competitive. I kind of try to rub off on my teammates as well, so maybe that's scary. I don't know. But
How big for you were those overseas games just to get basketball, like back in the world basketball game?
That was amazing. Just the whole trip experience was amazing, but those games were really nice. I finally felt like I played a basketball game again, and yeah, and like playing overseas is something I wanted to do, so that was definitely a good experience to have.
You've known Makira going all the way back to date. I've heard her described as happy, like a lot. That was very much different from last year. I almost feel like you two were going through almost a very, very similar thing. Just have you noticed her just overall demeanor kind of a little bit different in practice, a little bit different this offseason?
Yeah, I think Makira, when she's at her best, is very competitive, and she kind of rubs off on all of us with her like positive energy, and I feel like I've seen that very consistently almost every single day since the summer, so that's definitely a good thing to see this year.
Post last night for being on the watch list. Can you just walk us through the emotions of going through your first 2 years and being at this moment right now?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, emotions. I think sometimes when we're playing basketball and just through life, we kind of get so just tunnel vision, so we kind of forget to kind of look at what we've been through and just our journey. And I feel like just seeing my name on that list with all those great players, it kind of just opened my eyes to like the process and the journey, and not just falling so much in love with the destination of getting to where I wanted to be, but just everything that took in between, the ins and outs, the tears, the long nights, the late practices, like all those things just added up. And I think just seeing that, I just want to just take a minute to reflect and just see where I've come from. And this is my 5th and last year, just enjoying the process and continuing that mindset, honestly.
Have you reflected at all about why this was the right environment for you to kind of get back to that?
Yeah, I mean, I trusted Coach Green. She trusted me. Like I said, I averaged 5 minutes and 2 points out my sophomore year. That kind of time, people are just lucky if one school would look at them. But Coach Green trusted me. She trusted in what she saw in high school. Even when I came here, I was not who I was in high school. My confidence was shot down. I mean, I wasn't the same player, but she still stuck with me. She was loyal to me. So looking at to make a decision for my 5th year, it was a no-brainer for me. I knew I was coming. I just want to give the fans a little, a little rowdy, but I always knew I was coming back, and I'm happy to be here.
How did maybe she instill that confidence in you, or was it just sort of getting out there and playing and having the success that you had that first season here at Illinois?
Yeah, it was a combination of two. I feel like when I first got here, I didn't really shoot the ball. I just wasn't really in a scorer's mindset, and like I would get in trouble for not shooting. Most people get in trouble for shooting too much. I was getting yelled at for not shooting, and I feel like she just instilled that confidence in me to just play basketball. Like I knew I was a natural scorer, I was a natural leader, I was a natural point guard. So it's like being able to have your head coach instill that in you and have that confidence in you. It's only right that you had that same confidence in yourself.
You referenced it, sort of always thinking you'd come back this season for another year, but were there any conversations among the team, the 3 seniors, you guys about coming back, and what did that kind of look like as you were thinking about that decision?
Yeah, I mean, we had a conversation at the beginning of the year, our senior year, and we all said we were coming back, and there really was no need to follow up. We kind of knew that's what we were going to do. I know Cook had already announced it earlier. Me and KB just waiting until the end of the year, but it was kind of a no-brainer. We all knew he was coming back.
Gotcha.
A particular aspect of your game that you feel is more fine-tuned, taking a step forward from last year?
Yeah, I think my driving ability. I feel like in the scrimmage and just in practice, I've been focusing more on finishing and being comfortable down there. I'm a small guard, so being creative and just being confident down there as a small guard, I feel like I've really focused on that. And I feel like my leadership. I feel like I'm using my voice more. I'm trying to get my teammates involved more, and just being that vocal extension of Coach Green on the court.
Coach Green told you you're going to play Florida State to open the year, a power conference opponent. What was your reaction? Were you like, thank you? Or were you like, could we start with something else?
I love it. I mean, it's our last year. Why not go out trying to play the best that we can? We want to get to the NCAA. And honestly, we need those games. We need those high-quality games so that people can see that we can play with the best and be in that top tournament. Like, we love that we won a WBIP, but that's not what we want to do this year. So I think it's a really good test for us also for the first game. And it's no warm-up. Like, it's a ranked game in our home court, and we want to get it done.
Coach Green, you talked about her yelling at you to shoot it, and she said she does the same with Brynn. What's that do for a player when your head coach is literally demanding you shoot it more?
Yeah, it instills confidence. Because as a player, you never want to shoot too much. You're always cautious of like, you just want to be a team player. But when your coach is saying like, no, we need you to shoot. Like our team is better when you shoot open shots. Like I feel like that just makes you unconscious. And I feel like that's what's the problem. Like when you thinking too much on the court, that's when you start hesitating and second guessing yourself. But you're just playing free and having fun and just enjoying yourself. I think that's the best brand of basketball to play.
In terms of having Brynn back, is there a correlation between Brynn is healthy and now Brynn is happy and the kind of player she was 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, Brynn is an amazing player. I mean, it's to be at her height and be able to knock down a three like she can. And I won't tell her secrets, but she's driving it more. She's able to do pull-ups and things like that. She's so versatile. And even on defense, like that defensive presence, she's a good shot blocker. So I'm excited that she got her mojo back. She's feeling healthy. And yeah, we're going to really need her this year. So I'm glad that she's feeling good.
Did that senior leadership group kind of try to lead her, like kind of bring her along those last couple of months and when her wrist was so bad she couldn't even get in the gym?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, when you're going through any kind of injury, it's pretty tough because you kind of feel isolated from the team. But we tried our best to make her still feel included, make her still feel a part of the team. And yeah, just continue to push her to just not focus so much on the energy, on the injury, but being focused on the team and our success and that playoff run that we had. So yeah, I think she's in good spirits, feeling good. And I'm just excited what she's going to do this year.
Is there a moment in the summer do you remember thinking, oh, Brynn's kind of got her mojo back?
Yeah, a moment. Okay. I remember probably like July, right before the trip. She had switched on me. And, whenever I see a big man on me, I'm ready to take him. So I go to take her and Brynn swats my shot. Like, literally, it hit the wall. And she yelled at me a little bit. I said, oh, I said, okay, Brynn. So I was like, that was the moment where I said, okay, she got some confidence to her. And I still want her the next play. But I feel like that moment really showed me to, like, bring back and she